Hi, I'm Chris, 46 Club Runner, and I've got a new shoe to review. I was lucky enough to get this from Santa, or my wife, at Christmas. It's the Nike React Infinity Run. It's not the latest model, but as you know, I'm not always one to buy the latest model, as I think wait 6 months and you pick yourself up some bargain. I'm looking for a shoe to fit into my rotation. As you know, I'm a Nike fanboy. So I've got my kind of race shoes, whether they're the Zoomfly SPs. I've got tempo shoes for the Nike Next Percent. I've got a medium to faster pace shoe, which is the Pegasus 37. And so I needed something just to kind of fit in that kind of, maybe to go on a long run, kind of slower, easier pace. And this is the shoe that kind of fits in there because of the increased cushioning. It's very soft, very supportive, and a shoe that had got some good reviews. So that's one of the reasons why I bought it. The other one was that someone had got 1,500 miles out of this shoe. It's not something that I'm looking to do. Get any shoe and you can get 500-600 miles for £80. I think that's actually a bargain. What were the kind of negatives that I knew kind of going in, that someone said about the kind of heel slippage and not getting a great lockdown? I didn't find that. Maybe I'm fortunate that my foot shape seems to fit with Nike. It's kind of long and narrow. The only other negative point I could say really before I purchased the shoe was just the look of the shoe. This bit's okay. It's just that I don't get this kind of strip that kind of, some of them are different colours for the shoe. But in this colour, I think it kind of it works okay. But the shoe's more to serve a purpose than get you kind of a look. This is my second Flyknit shoe. The first one was the Tempo Next Percent, but I actually quite like it. I quite like the kind of sock kind of effect. I find it quite easy to do up the shoes. There's not so much kind of faffing around with the tongue and worrying about lockdown. That seemed to work well. The only other thing I noticed when I first went out in the Tempo Next Percent was when it's cold, I could feel the cold air coming in. But that was my only kind of gripe. But I presume that's because that's what Flyknit is, really breathable. So how was it to put on? The first time I wore the shoe, I found it kind of quite tight across this area, and around the kind of arch area I could feel that, especially on my kind of right foot. So I was kind of when you first put it on, you're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to fit. And then on the first run, after no time, I didn't really notice that it was kind of tight in the middle or my arch, which is a good feeling. But it was a kind of weird sensation. My kind of foot was kind of sinking in, and as you see the shoe, it's got kind of this kind of rock effect on the back, and it is very, very squishy. And to start with, I kind of, compared to the Pegasus 37s, which are soft but hard, I didn't know if I was going to like it, because it was almost like the kind of Zoom X without any added support. It was just very, very squishy, and I thought to myself, this is going to definitely just be a slow shoe, because there was just no response, no pop, cushioned here, but I think you kind of gets re-spoiled when you've been wearing the Nikes with the kind of airbag in, because you kind of expect that going forward when you kind of try other shoes. So after I'd done some strides in it and running it for a bit, I did actually get more used to the shoe, and it become more comfortable, and it was a shoe that I could run probably around about 7:30 mile in, all the way to 8.5 minute mile in. So for me, that kind of fits into the kind of medium to slower. But for me, this shoe is just to serve one purpose, just to fit where the Pegasus 37 doesn't really fit, which was that kind of really kind of slow to gentle. The sole, when you kind of feel it, there's just no grip there at all. It looks more like kind of like a gym type shoe. It's very wide, the kind of tread pattern that you can obviously see from the top as well. But it was, when I was planning to do this video, I was planning to do it as a kind of a run review video, but unfortunately it was quite windy, then it started raining, so it was good to actually test this the sole in the rain, and it didn't slip at all. So thumbs up there. It's a shoe that, I say, I find it very comfortable. Looking to probably put some miles in it. Someone did mention on the reviews, because of the way it's shaped, that maybe do some shorter runs in it first rather than kind of just jumping into a 10 miler, because it is, there is a lot of support on the shoe, especially kind of around this kind of ankle area. As I mentioned before, this kind of rocker effect. I think that if you are a heel striker, it could probably work for you, because it's very cushioned at the back, where the likes of a Pegasus 37, if you heel strike at all, there's it's not very comfortable at all. So I think this shoe, yes, will give you the support, but not supporting you too much. But it's not probably going to improve your form, which I found the likes of the ones with the airbagging, because they don't really want you kind of running in this kind of latter area. They want you to kind of get more on your toes, and they kind of improve your form. So yes, if you've got this shoe, it's probably not going to improve your form, but it's just a shoe that you could have your medium to slower pace, but I think really it's kind of more of a kind of recovery shoe. So let me know if you've got these. I know the new version's out, and I've seen a few reviews, and let me know obviously if you got them and how you find them, they compare to this. Is this a shoe that you rave about? Do you like this colourway? Because I think when they first came out, they were that kind of white with, is it pink? I think this bit here, I'm not sure, which I wasn't too keen on, and especially this time of year, you don't really want to be getting a white shoe. So all in all, first impressions, I would say with my Nikes at the moment, if you're going to buy Nikes, buy them from Nike, because a lot of their shoes at the moment are kind of Marmite shoes. Some people love them, some people hate them, but for me, as I say, I'm quite fortunate that my kind of foot fits into Nike quite well. So I will be putting another review once I've got some more miles in them. I think it's good to get to about 100 miles and then give you kind of honest feedback. But this is my initial thoughts while I bought why I bought them, and and I will do some future videos and where they fit into my rotation. So I hope you like this video. Many more coming. Let's roll on next year. More races, more fun, and let's grow the channel together. Well, thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.